Hello everyone. It is actually raining in Southern California in San Gabriel Valley. We actually lost power. It was only off for I think 3 seconds. It went off, went back on. Of course, I was in the middle of doing something on the computer. I didn't lose it. Drinking coffee, Hungry Howie's. I don't know if you guys have Hungry Howie's where you were. They tried to bring it out here. I managed a Hungry Howie's in a food court I managed. But people just didn't like Hungry Howie's pizza. They're from Michigan. It was a lot of fun training there because they flew me to Michigan and I went to the owner's school, even though I wasn't the owner. The owner, he didn't want to go. So he sent me, and that was fun. Very nice. I think it was called Stevensville. It was near Detroit. Detroit was pretty sad. That was really, everything was closed up, burned up, a lot of crime. I hope it's better now. That was quite a few years ago. I think that was around 1999, 2000 I did that. So anyway, it is raining today. It's raining a lot, which is nice. So I probably will go to the mall to do my mall walking, which is another thing going on right now at this time. Today is November 6th, I guess. November 6th, I think. I started the challenge on November 1st, so I think it's November 6th. But anyway, this is video number 10. I can't believe it. It's the 10th video in the series. Kind of got distracted from the series. Not distracted from the series, but doing a lot of work on the challenge. So I didn't do as much on this. I'll try to get this video out number 10 and get number 11 out. Maybe today's Monday. Maybe I can get that out. Well, Friday is Veterans Day, and I'm a veteran, so probably won't do it Friday. Maybe Saturday I'll be able to get out number 11. So this video, maybe I'll call it No, No, No. Maybe the 3 no's. N-O-S, not N-O-E-S, 3 noses. But these are 3 things that people have asked me about quite a bit. And most of the time, the question that they ask me is, can they do these 3 things? Can they do it? Is it okay? They say to me, hey, David, it's okay for me to do this. It's okay for me to do this. It's okay for me to do this. And they ask me about it for themselves. And I don't know. I'm going to assume, I'm going on a limb here, that probably at least 2 of the 3 things we're going to discuss on this video are no. If you ask your doctor, should you do this? If you ask whoever, you should do these things. I'm sure at least 2 of the 3 probably are going to be no, you shouldn't do this, and try to get help if you do it. Try to quit if you do these things. And so, like I said, this is about me. I will do a video maybe about asking people about them if they need any help. But this is for me, and these are the three no-nos. There's more than that, believe me. There's also going to be diet. Is it okay to not exercise? That answer would be no. I'm going to turn my fan on 1 second. It's one of those days where it's not hot, it's not cold, it is raining. Sometimes it's like, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's not raining, but then it gets a little bit hotter, then you go to the fan. I think it's a little colder, you turn the fan off. I kind of like that today. But anyway, like if I ask my doctor, is it okay to like never exercise again? They probably say, no, that's not okay. If I say, hey, is it okay for me instead of eating a salad for lunch, is it okay if I eat a half a dozen donuts and a milkshake? They'd probably say no. So some of the things are kind of obvious, like they always say there's no such thing as a dumb question. That would be a dumb question if I asked my doctor, because I already know the answer. Was that a hypothetical? Like, is that okay? It's not rhetorical. I think it's a hypothetical question. So, I guess these. I did go out in the cold walking, and I might have picked up a little bit of a cold. I had a sore throat the other day, but I feel a lot better today. I don't feel bad, just I've been sneezing. I do have allergies, but there's summer allergies. Maybe they're fall allergies too. I take this one little pill that I take for that. It's over the counter, I believe, but I get it from the pharmacy at the Veterans Administration. Once again, to all of you that pay your taxes and support us veterans, I know I really appreciate you, and I think the others do too. They just may not be as vocal on that. So there are things that they want me to do that I try to do, and there's things they want me not to do. So diet is one issue. I'm not covering that. I've already covered that in past videos. If you like the videos in the series, I'm putting all the videos. I think it duplicated itself. I don't know how it did it, but I have a playlist that shows just the videos in the series, and this will be one of them. This is one of the videos in the series. This is number 10, so you can find it there. It'll also be on the web, on the channel itself, which is David Lost 108 Pounds, and this is how it was done. Kind of a long title. and then it would also be on the regular playlist for everything that's on the channel. So it'll be in more than one place. If you have any questions, once again, right below, just put them right there below and give me those questions. I like the questions. We can maybe make another video about it. We did a video all on question and answers. I think that was, I don't know, I can't remember the numbers now, but it was that way. I should put a list of the numbers on there. But it was in the past. I did one just called Q&A. What's called question and answers, and then you'll see the thumbnail says Q&A on it, and you can find some answers to some of the questions that other people have asked me. So this will also be kind of encompassing some questions that I'm asked. Once again, what they should do, what I should do. Hey, David, what should I do? When I used to go to the YMCA, and I'd be working out, and people would ask me about things about the weight loss. Hey, you lost a lot of weight. How much did you lose? And I said, well, at that time it was about 105 pounds, or 100 pounds, and 98 pounds, whatever. And they want to know if they can do what I did. And I said, well, you probably, physically, you probably could do these things, but check with your doctor first. Today, I'll probably have to go to the mall and go mall walking. I don't know if I covered that. Maybe it is raining enough that I probably, since I am sneezing, I don't want to get sick. I'll probably go to the mall and just do some mall walking. People do ask me that question there a lot. A lot of the people there are Asian, and they are Chinese. People say, how do you know they're Chinese? Well, they told me they're Chinese. Hi, in China we do this. Hey, I smoke cigarettes because in China we smoke. They're Chinese, guys. That's prejudice. You don't know they're Chinese. Well, in Arcadia, California, there's a chance they're not. When I was a kid going to school, we'd always ask people, are you Japanese or Chinese? That was always the big thing, Japanese or Chinese. Now there's a lot of different people that we come in contact with. When I was in school in the, I was born in 1961. November 3rd is my birthday. If you want to send me a birthday present, please do. I love birthday presents. I'm just kidding. I'll put my address in there. I think my address is already on there. I put my phone number on earlier videos. I can put my phone number and my address in here. If you ever want to send me anything, it doesn't have to be a birthday present. Of course, I'm not saying send me a birthday present, but if there's a product that you say, hey, I tried this and it's pretty good, why don't you try it and tell me what you think? And I will. If it's something, if it's a medical something, I wouldn't. If it was a food item, I could probably try it. If it's a piece of exercise equipment, I can try that too. I've been approached now. The channel has over 2,500 subscribers, and we have, I think, 10,000 hours of watch time, or maybe more. So I am getting some people that are asking me now about sponsorships or me doing endorsements, like kind of a, what do they call them, micro influencers, or mini influencers. I don't know what they call them, tiny influencers. When you're very, very heavy, anything that's tiny is probably a good thing. So what I was saying is I probably will walk the mall, and when I'm there, usually if I go in the mornings early, it used to be all just senior citizens walking because it's safer for them. Me too. I'm 61. I'll be 61 to walk the mall where we're not out in the elements. We're not going to get hit by a car. We're not going to get mugged, hopefully, and we can walk the mall. Now there's a lot of younger people too walking the mall. I think a lot of that came up. A lot of people left the gyms after COVID. I hope gyms didn't close since they weren't able to be open for COVID. People were doing things like going to buy 2 10-pound bags of flour, and they would lift it like this, or jugs of water. They get the gallon jugs, and they'd use those as weights, and they'd run in place, and they'd do some elastic bands, and people were buying a lot of equipment. Remember, you couldn't buy a bicycle because everybody's buying bikes. They're trying to buy used bikes, new bikes. The stores had no bikes. A lot of the bike shops had gone out of business earlier. They probably went out of business a little too prematurely, but there are younger people now, and they'll ask me things. Hey, how many miles are you trying to get? Or hey, what are you doing? And I keep walking. A lot of times I'll tell people I'll stop for like maybe like a count of 5. Like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I say, hey, you know what? I'm on a kind of a walking challenge. So if you want to talk some more, and you want to walk and talk, we can. If not, contact me later or whatever. But going to the mall now, there's younger people there, and they got their cameras, and they got this, and they're actually filming themselves. There's another YouTube person. She was a ballerina, or maybe is a ballerina. Is it like I'm in the Air Force, so I can say I'm an ex-Air Force guy. If you're a Marine, you're a Marine forever, so you're always a former Marine. You're never an ex-Marine. Who knows? about all that stuff, tradition. But I think she was a ballerina and she suffered an injury. She's doing a YouTube channel on recovery from injury, and she's sponsored by, it's either a chiropractor or a physical therapy place. But they'll ask me about walking. How much am I walking? What am I doing? How, like that. So I try not to walk in the mall. I try not to walk where I find other people. It sounds kind of rude. I say hello. You've seen me, if you watch some of the earlier videos, you'll see me on the trail. I do say hi to people, but I don't want to stop from the walk because I'm walking a lot. Ordinarily, if I'm only walking 12,000 steps a day, which is a lot to a lot of people. They go, wow, 12,000. But right now I'm trying to walk 20,333 steps a day minimum to get the 610,000 steps by the end of the month. So please subscribe. Also, there's a subscribe thing. I think it's on this side now, on the bottom. It's going to be on the bottom corner, either here or over here. One of those two places. I'll say subscribe. It says subscribe. I say please subscribe. It's nicer to say please. But back to what we're talking about. 3 no-nos. So maybe I'll call this, I won't give it away. I'll give you the first one, second one, and third one. I don't know if this is the category, the way I'll put it in the title. Okay, first one, smoking. Smoking. People actually ask me, should they smoke? And you think everybody knows not to smoke. It's like heroin. We all in school, from the time I was in the 3rd grade or 4th grade, we learned don't use heroin. Don't use heroin. Don't. And now it's like don't go to the medicine cabinet and take mommy's medicine. That's pill popping was very big in the 60s and 70s, and it looks like it's back. Heroin's always been a big no-no, and people use heroin. They smoke a little marijuana, whatever, they get right into heroin. Wow, that's terrible. So, but smoking. People have asked me, should I smoke cigarettes? And I go, do you currently smoke cigarettes? No. So you want to start smoking cigarettes. Here you are, you're 45 years old, you're 50 years old, you're 25 years old, whatever the age is, and you want to suddenly pick up the habit of smoking cigarettes. Most people, I think, that smoke cigarettes probably picked it up at, I don't know, age 12. Maybe they sneak some cigarettes and they learn to smoke, and then they become addicted. For me, should I smoke? No. Did I ask my doctor, should I smoke? No. My doctor and I are on the same page on that. Smoking for me, no. And I think the reason that they are talking about should they smoke cigarettes probably came out in some old magazine, like a 1955 Cosmo or something. I don't know what magazines were out there. It could be even Time magazine. It could have been the medical journals back then. People smoked a lot. And one of the things they said that smoking cigarettes does was curbs your appetite. I don't know if it's the nicotine. I don't know what it is. The fact that you're inhaling something, you're doing an activity. A lot of times we eat when we're bored. We eat when we need comfort. Maybe it's a comfort thing. Smoke a cigarette. I don't know. I don't smoke. But they wanted to know if they should start smoking so they could lower their weight. I don't know. I talked to a doctor. For me, I know the doctor said, no, we're not going to take one vice or one addiction, food addiction, and add another addiction, smoking. No. I will fill my lungs with smoke and tar and nicotine and all this bad stuff. I mean, just burning. You go for a walk and there's a forest fire, you breathe in that smoke. Wow, if I smoke a cigarette, that's burning leaves. It's probably the same thing. So for me, of the first 3 no's, smoking, no. No, I don't. And did I check here? I'm coughing. It's not from smoking. I don't even need to check that. If I ask my doctor, next time I go to my doctor, I'll ask her, hey, somebody tell me I should smoke cigarettes so I can curb my appetite, so I can lose weight. I'll see what she says. I pretty much know what she says. I'm sure the American Heart Association can tell you. You can research that. Is it a good idea to smoke cigarettes to lose weight? Or don't, because maybe now this new idea, now he has this idea, hey, that might work. And I think some people, what they think is I need to lose 15, 20 pounds before bikini season starts, or I need to lose 20 pounds or 30 pounds before I get married, or something going on. Maybe they think they could start smoking, lose the weight, and then stop smoking. But what if they can't? What if they get addicted to the cigarettes, and that could be worse than the extra weight? So you have the extra weight, because you're heavy, probably, you're smoking. Now you've added a second thing. So I don't know. Is it popular to do that? I don't even know. I know people would take speed to curb appetite. People would tell me, hey, if you take this, boy, you can lose a lot of weight. And I was definitely not interested in that. I'm not interested in smoking. And if that's a 7, taking speed, I don't even know what it is. They call it speed. I remember as a kid, it was like Black Beauties. They had Christmas trees. Everything had a name. If you watch old Adam 12, they have a name for things. They always say, well, we used to call it goofballs, and now we call it this, Red Devils, or whatever. And you can always hear the terminology. If you go back to watching like Dragnet, they always talk about the different drugs that are available at that time. But no, for me, no smoking. No. If someone has, I have a cigar here on my table next to me. I also have 3 very nice cigars. Yeah, I have a cigar here, and it is, I'm not endorsing it, but anyway, it's a cigar. You can see it's wrapped, and I don't know, is it cut? Yeah, it's cut. Probably someone had a baby and they gave that to me, and that baby's probably in college now. I also have 3 very, very nice cigars. It's from the same cigar maker that makes the cigars for Michael Jordan. And I'm sure he likes a nice cigar. And they said he used to smoke a cigar before games sometimes. That's him, not me. So those 3 very, very nice cigars, I looked them up online. I think they're about, I think they're like $35 each, and I got 3 of them. Someone gave them to me as a gift. Very nice. Thank you to the person who gave it to me as a gift. I don't even know why they gave it to me. They recently gave that to me, and I already forgot why. That's how much I thought about smoking those. Maybe there'll be a special occasion, and I'll try smoking one. I probably can't finish one because I don't smoke cigars either. So for me, smoking, no. I didn't even have to really check a doctor on that one. Okay, next one. Let's go. Okay, go to the next one that I don't do, or that for me is a no, and then I'll go for the final no, which is probably something that I could do to a small extent. So the next one's gonna be drugging. So maybe smoking, drugging, and then I'll say the third one, drugging, taking drugs. No, for me, no. Marijuana, no. Smoking marijuana, what do people always say? You get the munchies. And I don't smoke it. I smell it around here, and people smoke it. It smells like I don't know, 1968 skunk weed that someone grew in their backyard. It stinks. It doesn't smell like it's a high grade marijuana or cannabis products that they're using. It smells very cheap. Maybe they do buy it from a dispensary, but the dispensary, it'd be like maybe the difference between going to a little fast food place, and then going to a $300 to $500 plate steak house. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Maybe it's just low quality, but it stinks. Sometimes on a rainy day and I'm walking, I smell someone smoking cigarettes or cigars. That actually smells good. Or pipes. My dad smoked a pipe. He also smoked cigars. So maybe maybe that's a kind of an emotional attachment. I don't know, but on a cold, like when I go out today, if I do walk, I'm going to try to walk some outside, just put in the floppy hat and the jacket. I got my jacket right behind me, ready to go. And then I'll probably walk the mall. Maybe, I think it's, what time is it? It's 1:24, maybe around 2:30. I'll leave here, go walk the mall for an hour, and then, or an hour and a half, then come back, and then maybe walk outside, because I love walking in the rain. It's nice. But I do smell cigars sometimes, or a nice pipe. They always say about a cigar, they go, there's nothing like a nice cigar. And they go, yeah, that's anything but a nice cigar. I can't remember the joke. It's probably from the Marx Brothers, back in the 40s or 50s. But yeah, for me, smoking is no. Drugs, illegal drugs, no. If I have any pain, I usually treat that with an over-the-counter pharmaceutical, over-the-counter pain reliever. When I was in the hospital, if you go back here, you'll see what happened to me. If you look at the first, not what happened to me, what I did to myself. But I almost died one time, or I think twice. I had bad pneumonia, but that wasn't really affiliated with the weight, and I almost lost my life then. Almost lost my life when I had cellulitis, because I was having a heart attack and my heart was beating so fast. I could actually see it through my chest. I could see my chest moving, boom, 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 like that. It was really scary, and then I almost lost my life. Then I had a bone infection. I covered that earlier on the healthcare for unhealthy. That was video number 9. That's what happened there. I was in the hospital for nine days. I had to take treatments at home for 6 weeks, 4 IVs a day for 6 weeks. Very expensive. Thank you again, taxpayers, because that was at no cost to me as a veteran. And I feel bad because I kind of let myself go, and that's what, I felt kind of like I was my negligence, my negligence and my allow myself to go cost that, and I do apologize for that. I'll try to make good on that. I do make donations to different charities and try to help out as much as I can. I'm not a rich guy, but for using illegal drugs, no. People try to buy diet pills that are prescription, and they don't get a prescription for that. They try to buy them from another source. People will tell me that they use, they take one of these and suppresses their appetite. They take this one, it gives them a little more energy so they can walk. It makes me think of like some of these movies you're seeing in these rock and roll biopics, like Elvis and of course Johnny Cash and all of them. They take a pill to sleep, they take a pill to wake up, they take a pill, and in both, I can't remember if the Elvis movie they said that, but in Walk the Line he says these are from a doctor. I have a prescription for these. Remember, he got busted when he was in Mexico coming across the border, Johnny Cash. And he said it came from a doctor. Well, lots of things come from a doctor. You can get a prescription. There's all kinds of doctors. So for me, using drugs illegally, no. And I try to cut back on anything I can when it comes to prescription pharmaceuticals. I cover that in my medicines and one called SUP, and it's the supplements I take. I try to take natural supplements if I can. There was always the argument that smoking cigarettes or whatever, or tobacco, if you wrap tobacco in a leaf and you call it a cigar, it's natural because it's a natural cigar. The tobacco is natural inside the cigar. The leaf is natural, so it's all natural. It doesn't matter. It's not good for me, so I don't do it. So using illegal drugs, I try to use as little prescription pharmaceuticals as possible for my health. And no, I do not use recreational pharmaceuticals. I don't use anything like that. Now for you, it might be okay. If you talk to your doctor and you talk to your pharmacist or whatever, maybe they want you to go on with a CBD. I heard that CBD is very, very good. I give CBD oil to one of my dogs because she barks a lot, and it helps calm her down, helps her with anxiety. And I understand that some of the CBD stuff, the cannabis stores, we have one here, I think it's still there, on Myrtle in Monrovia, California. And they sell that product I give to my dog. I drank a little tea that they had. It was a cannabis tea, and I tried that when I was there. Didn't get high because it doesn't have the because it was the THC that makes you get high. And I can see where people might like that. It had a real calming feel, but it was also a nice warm tea on a very cold day in California. I think it was in the 50s. That's cold here. And I drank the tea. Would any hot beverage been calming? Hot chocolate, tea, regular tea, coffee, maybe a hot beverage would have tasted or done the same thing. Like people drink warm milk before they go to bed. So I don't know if it was the psychological nature of the warmth on a cold day, or did it do anything? I don't know. So for me, drugs, no, I can't use any illegal drugs. And also, does one drug lead to another drug? Does it lead to another drug? What if I take some kind of a diet pill and I become addicted? Or I can't get that diet pill and I have to take something else, maybe take something a little bit stronger. I don't know. So for me, drugs is no. For you, talk to your doctor. Some of the natural stuff they may want you to take, that. I would ask a lot of questions. I always do. And I don't know how much time you get with your doctor when they say, hey, well, let me write you a prescription for this. What is it? A lot of people don't even ask, what is it? What is this? It is take it. So I always ask questions. I'm sure my doctor hates me. Okay, the third no for me, no. Drinking alcohol. Yeah, drinking alcohol. For me, it's not good. And I'll go in the reasons, and this is the one I'd say that it may be good for you. Drinking, for me, I usually would drink alcohol with a food I shouldn't consume. beer and pizza, for example. I love a cold beer and pizza. It's almost like a savory and a sweet, or a, cool and refreshing and a hot, and it kind of goes together. So I do love that. Love it. Love it. Love to eat beer and pizza and watch a football game. So then you got this going on. You got 3.5 hours watching football. I'm sitting down at a pub or a restaurant eating pizza and drinking beer. I'm not moving. I'm watching a game, and I am consuming a ton of carbs. So I get no exercise, and I'm drinking. I'm going to do one beer. If I had a pizza, I used to get a large pizza with everything on it. Not everything on it because I don't like everything, but all the meats, the onions, red onions. I love that, and I would eat the whole thing while watching a football game. Maybe you may order it. When I first sit down at the place, and I'd order that, and sit at the table so I don't have to share with anyone. And I drink beer and I watch a football game. I was a big Cowboys fan. I know it's been a rough 30 years, but I would watch football. That's exaggeration. It's been a rough 20 years, I guess. No, maybe 23. I don't know. It's been a while since we've had any real success. Back to the Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, those days. But I would eat a large pizza and drink a lot of beer. So the beer, which even if you get a light beer, has carbs, would encourage me to drink or to eat improper food. People say, well, I got a salad too. You'll see this a lot. I didn't cover this, but a lot of people say, well, I'm eating healthy. I had the salad bar. I got the salad bar. Well, you also had a steak. Let's say Sizzler. I don't know if you have Sizzler where you are, but they'll go to Sizzler and they'll get the all-you-can-eat salad bar, and they'll get a steak. So they'll have a steak, potato, tons of bread. Then they eat the salad bar, and then on the salad bar it has onion rings, which are breaded. They have taco shells. They have all kinds of stuff you can put on your salad. They use ranch dressing, which for me is fine because I like to have a high-fat butter or something like that, a fatty oil with my food. It helps me with my diet plan that I'm working on. But they'll eat probably in that meal enough calories and enough fat, all the things that we're supposed to kind of regulate. They probably eat enough in that one meal to last them 3 or 4 days. Number wise, they would be hungry, but they would take enough calories, enough fats, enough protein from that meal. So adding a salad to a bad meal, I'm not saying a steak is a bad meal, but let's say you went out and you had a whole bunch of whatever that's considered not good, and you add a salad to it, it doesn't erase the bad. The salad does not erase the bad. So for me, drinking, a lot of people probably think I'm an alcoholic because I'm a veteran, as in the military. A lot of the guys I know that are veterans in the military are alcoholics, drug addicts. A lot of them live on the street. When I go to these events on the 11th, which is Veterans Day, I'll see homeless veterans. It's sad. So I'm sure everybody thinks I'm an alcoholic, and that's fine. Like I was, hey David, come on over here. I try this. No, thank you. Oh, you got a monkey in your back, or are you an alcoholic? And when the veterans say, man, are you getting help with that? Do you go to AA? They'll always say that. I don't care. I say, no, it's more diet for me. I'm a diabetic, and all these alcohols have a lot of carbs and sugars in them. That's how they make alcohol. That's how they make, they use grains and sugars and fruits and all that kind of stuff. They just can't have it. And I don't really care what people think about that. If they think I'm an alcoholic, that's fine. I don't care. Also, on drinking, a lot of times people say, well, what about red wine? I've been asked that. I can drink a little bit. I'm not supposed to drink juice at all, because I'm diabetic. But if I wanted to get some of the stuff that's in the red wine, they say you can drink grape juice, and I love grape juice. Not grape juice cocktail, I love just straight grape juice. That's delicious. Or maybe eat some grapes. For me, I can't have too much. For fruit, I usually have some Greek yogurt, full fat. I don't have any low fat or half fat or reduced fat. Whole fat yogurt, I eat about that much, about a quarter to half a cup. I chop up a few strawberries, maybe 2, maybe 3, and I put them in there. That's the fruit I'll have for the day. Now I can have a ton of salads, regular salads, but I cannot have The light just changed because my computer was on behind it and it just went out. But anyway, a little light change. I'm wrapping this up anyhow. There it goes, back on. Um, I could have a bunch of salad. So for me, drinking is a no. It's a no. For you, drinking might be a yes. If you talk to your doctor and look at the benefits of what you're taking in. Is it better for me to take this in and take the calories and take the carbs, and it's going to do something really, really good for my heart? Then of course I have to do that. I'll have to reduce it elsewhere. But what I always say is, people say, you can't eat this, or you can't eat this, or you can't eat this, or you can't eat this. You're on a diet. You're on a diet. I can eat whatever I want. Physically, I can eat it. I have to choose where do I want to get my carbs, because for me, diabetes is the number one thing that's bothering me right now. It's almost done. I mean, it's very, very little medicine I take. Very, very little bit of medicine I take for diabetes. Now I used to take a lot when it's heavy. So the heavier you are, the more you take. Maybe it's like tranquilizing, giving a tranquilizer to an elephant versus a tranquilizer to a chihuahua. You need more, I guess. But for me, I had to choose where do I get those carbs. And if I can eat a really good, healthy meal and get 20 carbs, or drink 2 beers and get 40, then I have to decide, where do I want to get those carbs? Where do I want to get the calories? I'm not really worried about calories because I walk a lot, I drink a lot of water, so I'm not really worried about calories too much at this time. And I weigh myself on the scale sometimes, and I get my lab work, and I kind of try to balance all this out. And it's very hard to do this thing. It's difficult to be a heavy person trying to not be a heavy person, or an unhealthy person trying to be a healthier person. It's going to be hard. It's hard for me, and I'm sure it's going to be hard for you. You got to be organized. You got to be smart, and I'm not organized, and I'm not smart. So I write down a lot of stuff. Every now and then there'll be things on my hand, so don't forget, or do this, or here's a phone number that for a doctor that has this new program that you can call and ask questions about. Or I go online. A lot of information is online now. You got WebMD. You get the Heart Association, the Lung Association, all the medical associations, all the doctors that, all the universities that have medical programs, they have it on their websites as well. So the 3 no's for me. The 3 no's, this is for me again, my 3 no's on this, and there's others, is going to be, smoking, drugging, and drinking. Drinking, if I could consume some alcohol, and I wanted to consume alcohol, and it doesn't, it's not too hard, high in carbs, it doesn't affect my doctor, my medical process, then I might would do that. But right now, no, it's no for me. Some people say, well, David, you can have you can have a near beer. Well, no, I'm not worried about the alcohol in the real beer. I'm looking at the carbs. So if a near beer, and some of them have more carbs than the other beer, if the near beer has more carbs, and that's not what I'm looking for either. So for me, drinking, no. Smoking, definitely no. Drugs, oh yeah, no. So drinking is only one of the 3 that I would think about consuming. On the drug thing, if there are some natural products that don't harm other things, for example CBD, we talked about that, or something that is a totally natural, good for you supplement type of a thing, I would look into that. But I have to research everything. I do talk to my doctor and my pharmacist before I try anything else. So make sure you talk to your doctor, your pharmacist. If they say to get out there and walk, try it. If they say don't eat this, try it. If they're telling you that, they're advising you, they probably know. A lot of the information online too. A lot of times you see these commercials that says, ask your doctor, if you take this one pill, you're going to lose weight, you're going to be perfectly healthy. I usually don't ask my doctor about that because I know it's not true. A lot of that's going to be supplements that they have out there with these wild claims. I just don't concern myself with that. So this is the end of video number 10. I'll try video number 11. Maybe I'll talk about how often I weigh myself. I talked about it a little bit before, but please subscribe. We'll try to get this out published tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. So have a great week. Happy Veterans Day to all of you veterans out there. To all of you non-veterans, have a happy day too. Be safe. Thank you for all your support. For everyone, thank you for all your support for us veterans. We may not always say it, but we always feel it. I'm sure we feel it in our heart. People always tell me, thank you for your service. And I always say, well, thank you for your support, because I couldn't provide that service without your support. And people kind of look at it, they go, oh, you're right. Because thank you for your service to a veteran. It's like, hello. You walk by, you're walking, and someone goes, hey, how's it going, man? And you keep walking. You don't care how it's going. They're not going to answer you. They go, oh, hey, good. Hey, how are you? It becomes a hello. Maybe it's like aloha and shalom. It's a hello and goodbye or whatever. But have a great week. It's Monday. It's raining here in California. I love the rain. Take care.